Modern media is the greatest spiritual toxin of our time, and it's poisoning your mind, energy, and soul every second you engage with it. You may think of media as entertainment, a harmless distraction, or even a source of information, but beneath the surface, it operates as a silent disruptor, tearing you away from your spiritual path. Every image, sound, and headline is designed to captivate your attention, but the true cost is far greater. Clarity is replaced with confusion. Your energy is drained, and your connection to higher wisdom is severed. For spiritual seekers, the stakes are even higher. The constant barrage of media infiltrates your subconscious, filling your mind with noise and emotions that don't belong to you. It fragments your focus, lowers your vibration, and keeps you tethered to the illusions of the external world. To understand the depth of this impact, we need to explore what media is really doing to your mind, energy, and spirit. Media consumption is often seen as harmless, a modern necessity to stay informed or entertained. But beneath its surface lies a profound impact on the mind, energy, and spirit, effects that most people never consider. For those on a spiritual path, the unseen consequences of media are not just distractions. They're barriers to growth and alignment with higher consciousness. Every piece of content you consume leaves a mark on your subconscious mind. From news headlines to social media posts, each fragment of information embeds itself deep within you, shaping thoughts, desires, and fears. These impressions don't just fade away. They linger, creating layers of mental clutter that cloud your inner clarity. Spiritual growth demands a mind that is clear and open, but constant media exposure fills it with noise, making it harder to access your own truth. Instead of reflecting on your higher self, your thoughts become reflections of the external chaos you consume. Energetically, the effects of media are even more damaging. Imagine your attention as a reservoir of vital energy, meant to nourish your spiritual practices, relationships, and creativity. Media acts as a siphon, scattering your focus and draining this reservoir bit by bit. Scrolling through endless feeds, watching emotionally charged content, or engaging with sensational news doesn't just waste time. It fragments your energy field, leaving you feeling depleted and disconnected. And in this fragmented state, your ability to meditate, reflect, or even sit in silence diminishes. The more energy you pour into media, the less you have for your spiritual pursuits. But perhaps the most insidious effect of media is its ability to manipulate your emotions. Content creators know that the quickest way to capture your attention is by evoking strong emotional reactions. Fear, anger, sadness. These aren't accidental byproducts. They're deliberate triggers engineered to keep you engaged. And while you may not notice it, these emotions don't simply vanish after the content ends. They linger in your energy field, lowering your vibration and pulling you into reactive states. For someone striving to maintain a higher consciousness, this emotional residue is a heavy burden. The spiritual journey requires stillness and balance, but media keeps you in a perpetual state of reaction. The more emotionally charged content you consume, the harder it becomes to return to a place of peace. The result? Your vibration lowers, your connection to your inner self weakens, and the progress you've made on your spiritual path begins to unravel. Some truths about the effects of media are simply too sensitive to share openly here. Join our free Insights Academy newsletter to uncover hidden knowledge we can't discuss on YouTube. Sign up now, and for a limited time, you'll receive a free copy of The Kybalion, a timeless hermetic text. Link in the description. Understanding these hidden effects is the first step to reclaiming your spiritual autonomy. Once you see how deeply media infiltrates your mind and energy, you can begin to dismantle its hold. But to do so, you need a new perspective, one that ancient teachings like Al-Tiryaq offer in profound clarity. In a world saturated with distractions, ancient teachings like Al-Tiryaq provide a guiding light for those seeking spiritual clarity. This sacred wisdom emphasizes the importance of guarding the mind as one would a precious sanctuary, for it is the seat of your inner peace, your creativity, and your connection to higher realms. The teachings warn that external distractions, especially those as pervasive as modern media, pollute this sanctuary, severing the link between your inner and outer worlds. At the heart of Al-Tiryaq lies the principle of mental cleansing. Just as you wouldn't allow rubbish to pile up in your home, you must not let the debris of external influences accumulate in your mind. Every piece of media you consume adds to this clutter, creating noise that drowns out your inner voice. The more you expose yourself to these distractions, the harder it becomes to discern your authentic thoughts from the opinions, fears, and desires imposed by the outside world. Mental clarity, Al-Tiryaq teaches, is achieved not by adding more information, but by stripping away the unnecessary, by silencing the chaos and making room for truth. Energy conservation is another key teaching. Your vital energy is finite, and where you direct it determines the quality of your spiritual experience. Media, with its endless streams of content, is a ravenous consumer of this energy. It demands your attention, scatters your focus, and leaves you drained, unable to invest in the practices that truly nurture your spirit. Al-Tiryaq teaches that by limiting these distractions, you reclaim the energy needed for meditation, prayer, and self-reflection. This conserved energy is not just fuel for your daily activities. It is the force that deepens your connection to higher consciousness and strengthens your spiritual alignment. Perhaps the most profound insight from Al-Tiryaq is the value of silence. Silence is more than the absence of sound. It is the fertile ground where the seeds of wisdom take root. In silence, the mind begins to settle. The noise of the external world fades, and the still, small voice of intuition grows louder. Without the constant input of media, your mind is free to explore higher dimensions, to reflect on the eternal rather than the ephemeral. Al-Tiryaq teaches that the absence of external distractions is not emptiness, but space. Space for divine inspiration to flow into your life. The wisdom of Al-Tiryaq is timeless, yet its relevance has never been more urgent. In an age where media competes for every second of your attention, the ability to safeguard your mind is not just a practice, but a necessity. Imagine how much clearer your thoughts would be if they were not clouded by the agendas of others. Picture how much more aligned your energy would feel if it were not fragmented by endless streams of content. Envision the peace that would arise from a mind untouched by the emotional turbulence media so often provokes. The teachings of Al-Tiryaq remind us that spiritual growth is not about adding more to your life, but about removing what no longer serves you. Media, for all its promises of connection and knowledge, often takes more than it gives. It takes your time, your energy, and your clarity, leaving you entangled in its web of distractions. By applying these ancient principles, you begin to free yourself from this web and rediscover the purity of your own mind. This isn't about rejecting modernity or isolating yourself from the world. It's about reclaiming control over what enters your inner sanctuary. It's about choosing what nurtures your spirit over what drains it. And when you embrace this perspective, you'll find that stepping away from media is not a sacrifice, but a liberation, a return to the truth of who you are. Media is not a neutral force. Every piece of content you consume, whether it's a breaking news headline, a social media video, or even a seemingly harmless comedy, carries an energetic charge. This energy doesn't just disappear when the content ends. It lingers, embedding itself in your aura and your subconscious. For those on a spiritual journey, this energetic residue can be profoundly disruptive, creating blockages, lowering your vibration, and making it far more difficult to align with higher states of consciousness. One of the most significant impacts of media is its tendency to lower your vibration. Much of the content that dominates modern platforms is designed to provoke fear, anger, or sadness, emotions that operate at lower energetic frequencies. Whether it's sensationalist news designed to keep you in a state of anxiety or viral videos that exploit outrage, these inputs hijack your emotional state. And while they might seem fleeting in the moment, their effects are not. These low-frequency emotions settle into your energy field, weighing you down and making it harder to access feelings of joy, peace, and spiritual connection. But it doesn't stop there. Media also creates what could be called emotional residue. Think back to the last time you watched a particularly intense show or read an article that left you angry or afraid. How long did those emotions stay with you? Did they fade away quickly? Or did they linger in your thoughts, shaping your mood and outlook for hours or even days? This is the hidden cost of media consumption, the emotional weight that accumulates over time. These unresolved feelings form blockages in your energy field, creating internal disharmony that disrupts your spiritual alignment. The more unresolved emotional residue you carry, the harder it becomes to stay grounded and connected to your higher self. Media's impact isn't just emotional, it's also deeply spiritual. Over time, constant exposure to external narratives pulls you further and further away from your own truth. In a world where you're bombarded with conflicting opinions, sensational stories, and curated versions of reality, it's easy to lose touch with your own inner voice. You begin to unconsciously absorb the beliefs, values, and priorities of the media you consume, becoming entangled in its illusions. This disconnection from your authentic self is one of the most damaging consequences of media dependency. Spiritual growth requires that you turn inward, but media keeps you locked in the external, perpetually distracted from the work of self-discovery. Imagine your energy as a pure, flowing river. Media acts like debris, clogging the water with fragments of fear, outrage, and distraction. Over time, the flow slows, the clarity fades, and what was once vibrant and alive becomes stagnant. Clearing this debris isn't just a spiritual necessity, it's a survival skill for anyone seeking alignment with their highest self. By stepping away from media, even temporarily, you allow the river of your energy to flow freely once again. You restore its natural rhythm and create space for higher vibrations to return. Detaching from media also protects your energetic boundaries. Every time you engage with content, you're opening yourself up to its influence. And while some media may be uplifting or inspiring, much of it is designed to hook your attention through negativity and sensationalism. Without strong boundaries, these influences seep into your energy field, altering your mood, draining your vitality, and pulling you away from the calm, balanced state necessary for spiritual alignment. By consciously choosing what you consume, or choosing not to consume at all, you reclaim control over what enters your energetic space. This is not about demonizing all media. It's about recognizing that media consumption is a form of energetic exchange. Every piece of content you engage with affects you on some level, whether you're aware of it or not. As a spiritual seeker, your responsibility is to ensure that these exchanges uplift you rather than deplete you. This requires discernment, mindfulness, and a willingness to let go of what no longer serves your highest good. In the absence of media, something remarkable happens. Your vibration begins to rise. Free from the constant barrage of external inputs, your energy field becomes lighter, your emotions more stable, and your thoughts clearer. You reconnect with your inner guidance, finding a sense of peace and alignment that media had quietly stolen from you. This shift isn't just noticeable, it's transformative. It allows you to deepen your spiritual practices, access higher states of consciousness, and live in greater harmony with your authentic self. Choosing to step away from media is not a rejection of the world. It's an act of self-preservation. It's a decision to protect your energy, honor your spiritual path, and prioritize what truly matters. The energetic impact of media is real, but so is your power to break free from its hold. And when you do, you'll discover that the stillness and clarity you've been seeking have been within you all along. Breaking free from media dependency is not just about unplugging from your devices. It's about reclaiming your mind, energy, and spiritual alignment. Media has woven itself so deeply into modern life that detachment may feel impossible at first. But with intentional steps and a clear purpose, you can begin to liberate yourself from its grip and realign with your highest self. The journey starts not with drastic changes, but with small, consistent actions that build awareness and create space for true transformation. The first step is mindful consumption. Instead of mindlessly scrolling or turning on the TV out of habit, start auditing your media habits. Ask yourself, what am I consuming? Why am I consuming it? How does it make me feel afterward? Most of what we consume doesn't uplift us. It distracts, agitates, or numbs. By becoming intentional about what you watch, read, and engage with, you can begin to filter out content that doesn't serve your highest good. Choose media that inspires and uplifts, rather than content designed to provoke fear or outrage. The goal isn't to consume nothing, but to consume consciously. Next, introduce the practice of regular unplugging. Start small. Commit to 1 day a week where you disconnect completely from all forms of media. Use this time to reconnect with yourself through activities like meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. Without the constant noise of external inputs, you'll find your mind beginning to settle and your energy starting to restore itself. As you become more comfortable with these unplugged periods, extend them gradually. You'll discover that the more you disconnect from media, the more deeply you connect with your inner world. Another powerful tool is incorporating daily stillness practices into your routine. Even 5 minutes of silent meditation or deep breathing can have a profound impact on your mental and energetic state. These moments of stillness allow you to recalibrate your energy and quiet the mental noise that media often amplifies. Over time, these practices become a sanctuary, a place where you can return to your center no matter what chaos the world presents. Journaling and reflection are equally vital. Begin tracking how media influences your emotions, thoughts, and energy levels. After consuming content, take a moment to write down how you feel. Are you uplifted, or do you feel drained and scattered? This simple practice builds awareness, helping you identify patterns and triggers that may not be obvious at first. By understanding these patterns, you can make more conscious choices about what you allow into your mental and energetic space. It's important to approach this process with curiosity and compassion. Media dependency isn't a personal failing. It's the result of a system designed to hook your attention and keep you engaged at all costs. Breaking free isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every small step you take toward reducing media's hold on your life is a step toward greater clarity, energy, and alignment. As you take these steps, you'll notice profound changes in your inner world. The constant pull of media will begin to fade, leaving room for deeper self-reflection and spiritual growth. The silence you create by unplugging becomes fertile ground for wisdom and inspiration. Your energy, no longer scattered, will return to you in abundance, fueling your spiritual practices and allowing you to show up in the world as your authentic self. Breaking free from media dependency is a powerful act of self-liberation, but it's also a gift to the collective. Imagine a world where more people chose silence over noise, intention over distraction, and authenticity over conformity. The ripple effect of these choices is immeasurable. Every moment you reclaim for yourself contributes to a larger shift, inspiring others to do the same. Stepping away from media doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. It means engaging with the world on your own terms, from a place of clarity and alignment. It means choosing connection over consumption, depth over distraction, and truth over illusion. And in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to the awakening of those around you. This isn't just a challenge, it's an opportunity. By embracing mindful consumption, unplugging regularly, and building daily stillness into your life, you create a new relationship with media, one where it no longer controls you, but serves your highest good. The path forward is clear, and every small step you take brings you closer to the peace and clarity you deserve. In a world constantly vying for your attention, simplicity and silence are radical acts of resistance. They are not just empty spaces or the absence of noise. They are powerful gateways to spiritual clarity, vibrational alignment, and inner transformation. When you strip away the distractions of modern life, including the incessant pull of media, you create room for something profound, the emergence of your authentic self. Simplicity allows you to focus on what truly matters. The spiritual path is not about accumulation, it's about letting go. When your life is cluttered with unnecessary inputs, whether material possessions or streams of content, It's nearly impossible to hear the quiet whisper of your inner voice. Media adds layers of complexity to your mind, filling it with opinions, fears, and desires that are not your own. By embracing simplicity, you clear these layers, revealing a space where your authentic thoughts, values, and intentions can surface. Silence, too, is a teacher. It is in silence that your mind stops chasing external stimuli and begins to rest. In this stillness, you reconnect with the rhythms of your true self. Ancient spiritual masters understood this deeply, emphasizing the importance of silence as a pathway to enlightenment. Without the constant input of media, your thoughts become less reactive, your emotions more balanced, and your energy more aligned. Silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's the presence of something greater: clarity, insight, and connection to higher consciousness. One of the most profound benefits of simplicity and silence is vibrational alignment. Everything in the universe, including you, operates at a frequency. When you're consumed by the chaos of media, its fear-mongering headlines, divisive narratives, and sensational distractions, your vibration lowers. This disconnection makes it harder to maintain states of joy, love, and peace. In contrast, simplicity and silence raise your frequency. Without external disruptions, your energy naturally harmonizes, allowing you to experience a deeper connection to your spiritual essence. The absence of media also fosters mental clarity. Without the endless barrage of opinions and stories, you begin to distinguish your own voice from the noise of the collective. What do you truly value? What do you believe? What brings you joy? These answers don't come from the latest video, headline, or social post. They come from within. When you embrace simplicity, you stop outsourcing your sense of self to external narratives and start building a life that aligns with your deepest truths. Sacred stillness is perhaps the greatest gift you can give yourself. In this stillness, the mind stops spinning and the spirit begins to speak. The teachings of ancient traditions remind us that silence is not just a tool for relaxation. It is a gateway to enlightenment. By detaching from media, you create space for this sacred stillness to emerge, opening the door to insights, inspiration, and spiritual growth. In the quiet, you discover the vastness of your inner world, a space untouched by the distractions of the external. This isn't about rejecting the modern world, but about reprioritizing what matters most. Choosing simplicity and silence is a conscious decision to step out of the cycle of distraction and into a state of intentional living. It's about saying no to what drains you and yes to what nourishes you. In a culture that glorifies busyness and consumption, simplicity is revolutionary. It reminds you that your worth isn't tied to how much you consume, but to how deeply you connect with yourself, with others, and with the divine. Imagine waking up and feeling a sense of calm instead of urgency, clarity instead of confusion, alignment instead of chaos. This is what simplicity and silence offer. They provide the space for you to not just exist, but to truly live, guided by your own inner compass, rather than the dictates of media and society. Choosing simplicity and silence is not always easy. The pull of media is strong, and the fear of missing out can be overwhelming. But the rewards of this choice are immeasurable. As you step away from the noise, you'll find that what you thought you needed, constant updates, entertainment, and external validation, was never essential. What truly matters has been within you all along, waiting for the space to reveal itself. The journey towards simplicity and silence is one of rediscovery. It's about peeling back the layers of distraction to reveal the pure, unfiltered truth of who you are. And in this truth, you'll find a sense of peace and purpose that no media can provide. Simplicity and silence are not sacrifices, they are gifts. They allow you to reclaim your energy, elevate your vibration, and align with the highest version of yourself. When you embrace simplicity, you're not just changing your relationship with media. You're transforming your entire approach to life. You're choosing presence over distraction, authenticity over conformity, and stillness over chaos. And in this choice lies the key to profound spiritual growth and liberation. Choosing to step away from media is not about rejecting the world, it's about prioritizing your inner world. Liberation begins when you realize that media's hold over your life is not just a habit, but a deliberate design, engineered to keep you distracted, reactive, and energetically depleted. By taking intentional steps to break free, you open the door to a life rooted in clarity, presence, and spiritual alignment. The first step on this path is recognizing the cost of media dependency. Every moment spent consuming content is a moment lost to self-reflection, growth, and connection with your higher self. Media feeds on your attention, scattering it across endless streams of external narratives. This constant outward focus makes it nearly impossible to turn inward, where the true work of spiritual transformation happens. Liberation begins with awareness, acknowledging that your energy has been drained and deciding to reclaim it. Detaching from media is also about preserving your most valuable resource, your energy. Every click, scroll, or view is an exchange of energy, and most media interactions leave you feeling drained rather than uplifted. Imagine what could happen if you redirected this energy toward practices that nourish your spirit. Meditation, journaling, creative pursuits, or simply being present in the moment. By stepping away from media, you free up the energetic bandwidth needed to deepen your spiritual practices and align with your true purpose. Another key to liberation is redefining success and fulfillment on your own terms. Media constantly bombards you with ideals of what your life should look like, what to achieve, how to act, even how to feel. These external standards keep you chasing goals that may not align with your spiritual values. When you step back, you begin to see these narratives for what they are: illusions designed to keep you consuming, striving, and disconnected from your authentic self. True liberation comes when you reject these false ideals and start living a life that reflects your deepest truths. Liberation also requires cultivating a new relationship with time. Media creates an illusion of urgency, making you feel as though every headline, post, or notification demands your immediate attention. But when you unplug, you realize that time is not something to be rushed through. It's a sacred resource to be cherished. Instead of racing against the clock, you begin to experience time as expansive, filled with opportunities for reflection, creativity, and connection. This shift allows you to move through life with greater ease and presence. The spiritual path is not about perfection, but about intention. Breaking free from media is not an all-or-nothing endeavor. It's a journey of small, conscious choices. Maybe you start by setting boundaries around your screen time or committing to unplug one evening a week. Over time, these small actions create a ripple effect, transforming not just your media habits, but your entire approach to life. Liberation is not a destination, but a process, one that begins the moment you decide to reclaim your energy and focus. Collective awakening is another crucial aspect of this journey. As more individuals choose to detach from media and realign with their inner truths, a powerful shift begins to occur. Media thrives on division, distraction, and conformity, but when people start living authentically and connecting with one another, the system begins to lose its grip. Your personal liberation contributes to a larger wave of collective transformation. Imagine a world where people prioritize self-awareness over sensationalism, connection over consumption, and presence over distraction. This is the power of liberation. It doesn't just free you, it inspires others to awaken as well. The path to liberation isn't about rejecting the modern world, it's about mastering it. By choosing to step away from media, you're reclaiming your power, protecting your energy, and creating space for spiritual expansion. It's a choice to live intentionally, to prioritize what truly matters, and to align with your higher self. The noise of media may seem overwhelming, but within you is a wellspring of clarity and wisdom, waiting to be uncovered. Liberation begins when you choose to listen to that inner voice instead of the constant chatter of the external world. Every step you take away from media is a step closer to your authentic self. And when you live authentically, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to a collective awakening that has the power to reshape the world. Liberation is not just an individual act, it's a revolution of the spirit, one choice at a time. The greatest gift of stepping away from media is rediscovering your true self. In the absence of constant noise, curated narratives, and external validation, you begin to hear the voice that has always been within you, the voice of your authentic spirit. This is the voice that media has worked so hard to drown out, keeping you tethered to illusions instead of your deeper truth. But as you choose silence over distraction, your true self starts to emerge, free from the layers of programming that once obscured it. Authenticity isn't something you create, it's something you uncover. It's who you are beneath the expectations, judgments, and influences of the world around you. When you detach from media, you stop absorbing other people's definitions of success, happiness, and purpose. Instead, you begin to explore your own. What do you truly value? What brings you joy? What aligns with your soul? These answers don't come from the outside. They arise naturally in the stillness you create. This process of uncovering your true self is both liberating and transformative. Without the constant pull of media, you gain the mental and energetic space to reflect deeply on your life. You may find that the goals you were chasing no longer resonate, or that the beliefs you held were never truly your own. This isn't a loss. It's a shedding of what no longer serves you, making room for the life you were meant to live. The more you align with your authentic self, the more peace, clarity, and fulfillment you'll experience. Living authentically also allows you to experience life with a new level of presence. Media often keeps you locked in the past or future, rehashing old stories or worrying about what's next. But when you detach, you return to the present moment, where life is truly lived. This presence deepens your connection to yourself, to others, and to the divine. It's in the present moment that you find the stillness and simplicity that are the essence of the spiritual path. As you embrace your true self, you'll notice a ripple effect in your relationships and interactions. Authenticity is magnetic. When you live in alignment with your truth, you inspire others to do the same. Your presence becomes a reminder that it's possible to live free from the constraints of external validation and societal expectations. In this way, your personal transformation contributes to the collective awakening, creating a world where more people prioritize connection, meaning, and self-awareness over distraction and conformity. This journey isn't about perfection or rigid rules. There will be moments when the pull of media feels overwhelming, or when you find yourself slipping back into old habits. But these moments are not failures. They're opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your inner path. Growth is a process, and each small step you take toward authenticity brings you closer to the peace and clarity you seek. If you haven't yet, this is your chance to take the next step. Join our free Insights Academy newsletter, where we share knowledge that's too sensitive for platforms like this. For a limited time, you'll also receive the Kybalion, a hermetic text that has guided spiritual seekers for generations. Click the link in the description to begin your journey today. By choosing to step away from media and embrace your true self, you're not just rejecting distractions, you're reclaiming your life. You're choosing clarity over confusion, authenticity over illusion, and presence over passivity. This is not just a spiritual practice, it's a revolution of the soul. The path to your true self has always been there, waiting for you to take the first step. And as you walk this path, you'll discover that the clarity, alignment, and peace you've been searching for were never out there. They were within you all along. This is the power of embracing your true self. It frees you to live fully, authentically, and in harmony with your highest purpose. If this video resonated with you, let us know by commenting, "I understood it."